Good morning, parents, or whatever time you're watching this. This is our April parent update. Sorry it's so late. It's been a little bit of a crazy week with spring break and everything, but wanted to give y'all some details and updates of what's coming up. At the end of April, we have our Disciple Now Weekend, or DNOW. If you have signed your student up for DNOW Weekend, April 26th at 5 p.m. is our check-in time here at Mount Tabor Baptist Church. We'll have them all the way through the weekend until after our morning service Sunday morning here at Mount Tabor. After that, you are more than welcome to come pick up your student after our service. During DNOW, we're asking you parents to pray. One, pray for your student that they would hear the gospel message and that God would work in their hearts. Two, that they would serve well as we go to AIM, the Anderson Interfaith Ministry, to serve Saturday. And then three, just for all the volunteers. We have many that are helping for our DNOW weekend to make it run smoothly. And so just pray for strength, for rest, and then just all goes well during DNOW weekend. The next portion of our update is a resource for you parents, the podcast, so you can listen to it anytime when you're driving around. But this podcast, they bring in a research specialist on teenagers who's been researching and studying teenagers for the past 20 years and gives some Christian biblical perspective on how to parent well, especially with the questions of identity, purpose, and belonging, things that students really need and what they're searching for and looking for in our world and our culture with friendships, everything else. So give it a listen. I think it is beneficial. I thought it was a great podcast. Now what I want to do is send it on over to Mr. Bob and Miss Kay Leroy. They are volunteers on our youth council team. They serve every Wednesday night with our students. And so just want to let y'all hear from them.
I was in church all my life. As a child, my parents were going to church, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts. You went with them. And I got saved at 12 years old at a revival service at our church, and have been following the Lord the rest of my life. Attended college at a religious college at Erskine, and then we went to graduate school, came back, got a job in Lawrence, and that's where I met my beautiful wife, and we got married, and I credit her with a lot of keeping me going the way I should go.
I was saved as a child, again, just like Bob. I was raised in the church. We went to church all the time, and so actually I didn't make that decision till I was a little bit older, maybe 9 or 10, and it actually surprised our Sunday school class teacher that I hadn't made that decision before then. But I think at that point it was Mom in our devotion at night that was talking to us, and of course my older sister said, "Well, how do you become saved?" And Mom explained it, and at that time I said I want to do that too, and so from that point on I have been serving the Lord.
We believe that the sooner that you start with children to teach them the gospel message, the better chances you have of getting them to follow the Lord. And we've been involved dealing with Good News Club for probably over 10 years. Kay has at least, and I've been close to that. And we have worked, I worked as both of us taught high school. And in being with the children, with teenagers, you see very quickly that they need guidance. They need someone there. And I worked with FCA and saw the difference that it could make. And so I just believe that the future of the church lies with the youth. And unless you teach them and guide them in the way of the Lord, you're not going to have another generation coming up to lead the church.
I believe the same. I mean, I was involved in Vacation Bible School maybe as my first opportunity to serve, and then we got involved in Children's Church. We probably taught Children's Church 5 or 6 years. At times that was a little hard because we never saw a service upstairs, a sermon upstairs, but the children were well worth the effort. We taught the whole unit of creation all the way through the Bible, and so that was a 3-year program, and then we adjusted it somewhat to try to hit some of the highlights of that program in the next couple of years. So being involved with the youth and being involved with children, as Bob said, we think the future of the church lies with the children. I think it's seeing their faith. I mean, they are totally, say, committed in what they do, and I believe that seeing them say they stand up for Christ at church and school and in community is just unbelievable.
One of the things that I enjoy more than anything is the discussion groups, is to hear what they have to think about things, and to hear, I mean, it's amazing the insight they have a lot of times. It's just fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Bob. Thank you, Ms. Kay. And last thing for the Jesus conversation, or the starter for the month of April, is the simple question is, how can I pray for you today? I want y'all as parents to ask your kids this. Today, how can I pray for you? This is a great opportunity to have a conversation starter, a great opportunity for you to pray over your student out loud there in that moment, and just a way for you to see what's going on. Kids got a lot going on. Teenagers have many things that are affecting their lives, that they're thinking about, that they're just trying to figure out. And so it is a great way for you parents to pray, to care for, and see what all is going on in your students' lives. So I want to thank you again for trusting your students with me on Wednesdays, that you give me the opportunity to invest in their Christian walk or their walk with Jesus. And so I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you again in May.